We're so glad to have you back with us for Spotlight on the Community on 95.5 KLOS, Southern California's best rock. I'm Cynthia Fox. We heard a little bit there of L.A. Woman from The Doors because Jim Morrison, at one time at UCLA, was a budding student filmmaker. And we're talking with Elissa Glickman, who is the general manager of Glendale Arts. She's going to fill us in on the student filmmaking competition they've launched called My Art, My City. But, Elissa, before we go forward, we were talking about the fact that it is really important to nurture and encourage the artistic side of a student because you never know. They may end up going into an artistic profession. And I remember several years back reading an article about the animation industry and how the animation industry, I believe it was in Southern California, was having to import students from abroad because they were the ones that had the correct sensibility and creativity in order to really fill the jobs that were open. And what's happening is our American students just aren't getting that great artistic instruction so they can actually fill jobs that are here.
We're really missing the boat in this country and in California. I mean, California is the entertainment and arts capital of the United States. I mean, especially in the LA area. And when you're not teaching kids the cutting-edge technology that they need to know on how to animate, and what happened during that period is a lot of animators were still doing old-school animation. In other countries, they were doing much more cutting-edge, using technology to their advantage. And as the industry started to make the transition, it was a lot easier and a lot cheaper for them to import resources rather than teach those folks who were here and doing the work a new technology. And you see it all over.
And I understand it wasn't just the technological expertise, it was also a sensibility that needs to be developed over time so people know how to bring something to the table that fits in with the project. You know, people need to grow up being familiar with the arts, whether it's literature, art, music, all kinds of music. And if they're not, you know, they're missing a whole, aspect of life.
Well, we're really losing out on potential great writers, potential great painters, and potential great musicians across the board by not incorporating arts into our everyday life. And, as we started to talk about before, the arts build economies. There is a study from the Americans for the Arts that says every time someone purchases a ticket, about $30 additional go back into local restaurants or tax revenue or parking. So not only are the arts important for our spirit and our soul, they're also critical to our economy. And the fact that we as a country don't recognize their importance on a much grander scale is very, very frustrating to those of us who work in the industry.
I'll bet. Well, let's
talk. Which is why we created this film project.
Yes, which is really exciting, and it's called My Art, My City, a student filmmaking competition. Now, which students are available? I mean, who can enter? What grades, what ages, and do they have to be students from your particular area?
We opened it up for students ages 16 to 24, so we're really hitting high school and college-bound students. And they must attend or live in the Glendale, Eagle Rock, Burbank, La Crescenta, La Cañada, or Atwater Village area. Because Glendale Arts is based here, it was important to our mission that we kept it within the confines of our particular audience.
And so they could be going to public school or private school just as long as it's in that area?
Yeah, absolutely. We looked at Occidental College, all of the public and private high schools, Glendale Community College, any student, and you don't even have to be an art student. One of the great things about new technology is you could basically take your cell phone and make a movie. I mean, it's a 2-minute film with the theme of how do you see the arts in your city? Whether you're interviewing your next door neighbor who's a painter or whether you're looking at a mural, but it's really through the eyes of these students how the arts impact them or how the arts impact their community. And we really saw this as a great opportunity for these students to express their ideas, their perspective, their talent, whether they knew that they had talent or not, and then in a fun way, entice their friends and families and coworkers and fellow students and administrators to vote for their project. And at the end of the voting period, there's some really cool prizes that these kids can win.
Tell us about the prizes.
Oh, I wish I could enter, but I'm far too old. But there's the first place prize is an Apple iPad, the top of the line 64 gig Wi-Fi.
Wow.
The second place prize is also the Apple iPad, but it's the 16 gig. And then the third place prize is the Canon PowerShoot, which also has a digital film camera as well as a traditional snapshot camera component.
How cool is this? Now, this is students ages 16 to 24 that live or attend school in the area, the Glendale area, Eagle Rock area, right?
Correct.
Then, how do they find out more? Where's? Can you give us the website or a phone number?
Absolutely. They can go to the Glendale Arts website, which is www.glendalearts.org. Right on the home page is a big purple box that says My Art, My City. If they click on that, all of the registration details and rules and regulations and all that legal stuff that we all love so much is all listed, and it also tells you how you could register for both our YouTube page as well as our website.
And the deadline? You've extended the deadline,
We're
too.
going to extend the deadline. The deadline to submit is now through February 1st. And then from February 1st to February 25th is the voting period. And then all the winners will be announced on our website on Oscar Sunday.
How cool is that? Now, what happens to the winning films? Are you planning to air them somewhere or have a screening or do anything with that?
Well, they're going to live on our website for as long as the students want them to. But one of our sponsors, which is the Glendale Kiwanis Club, they have always donated money to youth and student causes. They have invited the winners to come and show their films at their meeting, and they're actually one of the largest Kiwanis clubs this side of the Mississippi. So you have a captive audience of over 300 people who are going to have a front row seat to a screening of all of the winning films.
I think it sounds really exciting. My Art, My City. It's a student filmmaking competition. It's glendalearts.org. Deadline February 1st to submit. And then anybody, I guess, in the universe can vote,
yeah,
right?
Call your grandma in Peoria, Illinois. Anyone can vote. And that's kind of the fun thing about it. Because even though it's very specific to our community, the arts are everywhere and appreciators of the arts, and our hope is that other organizations like Glendale Arts will kind of pick up the ball and do something similar, because I really think that these students' voices need to be heard, and they need to understand what an important role arts play in their city.
Love it. And again, it's students ages 16 to 24 who live in that Glendale area. My Art, My City student filmmaking competition, glendalearts.org. So once again, you artistic types, don't put this off. Don't procrastinate too long. The deadline is February 1st. It's a 2-minute film. And I just love the fact that you're going to have so many people checking it out and being able to vote on it. And I must say that anybody should also visit your website, because you've got this great quote on the website from William Blake that said, "The foundation of an empire is art and science. Remove them or degrade them, and the empire is no more." And I thought, wow, that's a great, great observation about how important the arts are to our society.
Well, we felt that we couldn't ask people to make a video without giving them sort of our perspective. So that was our thoughts on how important the arts are to our community, and we hope that will be a mini inspiration to the students as they start to compile their pieces. And so, we hope that they take advantage and they participate, and we think that it's going to be a really exciting campaign. And so I hope your listeners will continue to visit our website and check out the videos and feel inspired themselves.
Good. And you mentioned Occidental College. Terry Gilliam of Monty Python went there.
Barack Obama went there for a short time.
Yes, of course. But Terry Gilliam, because to talk about an imaginative filmmaker, that's got to inspire people.
There's no one more creative than him. And Oxy has an incredible arts program, as does Glendale Community College. And Glendale is very fortunate in that its school system, its school district, has invested in the arts. They have a couple of charter schools that focus on the arts, and Hoover High School has one of the best jazz bands in the LA area.
Is that right? Well, good. Well, you've got a great, healthy community and great, healthy community support, and more power to you on this one.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you giving us a chance to talk about our project.
Oh, God, it's really exciting. I think it's great. And so thanks for taking the time. Elissa Glickman, the General Manager of Glendale Arts. You want to find out more, it's glendalearts.org. Cheer on the students who are going to be entering this filmmaking competition, My Art, My City, and check out what they think of the arts and their city. I think it's going to be really, really exciting. So, Elissa, thank you so much. And we'll close with something also film-oriented, a song from the Eagles called James Dean. And stick with us. We'll take a brief break. We'll be back with more Spotlight on the Community coming right up on 95.5 KLOS, Southern California's Best Rock.